Hi knitters. I hope you can hear me okay today. I'm at the Atkins Arboretum, which is in Caroline County on the eastern shore of Maryland. Maryland is a mid-Atlantic state surrounded by the Atlantic Ocean, Delaware, Pennsylvania, Washington, D.C., Virginia, and I believe that's it. Oh, West Virginia, sorry. Always forget about that. Welcome to Recreational Knitting. My name is Karen. Thank you for coming and spending some time with me and choosing to spend some time with me. I appreciate it. Maryland is my home. This is where I grew up. Not here, but similar. And today, I'm having a Heineken. It's been that kind of a week. I'm sure none of us can relate to that one, right? Welcome back. As I said, I do appreciate you being here. To those of that you learned two words, really, that was the first sip I had. Those of you that are coming back, you know that I've been living in an RV for almost 3 years now. Wasn't initially planned that way, but we initially started off to do about 18 months in an RV to see all the national parks in the United States. Well, COVID hit, things changed. Here I am, 27 months later, still living in that RV and knitting my way through the United States. Hopefully, those of you who love knitting will find some solace here. Those of you who love traveling will find some really beautiful scenery. I am a horrible photographer. I realize it. I'm going to get a new camera, I think, this next week or two. It's been rather difficult to do on just my iPhone, but I'm hoping a new camera will help. How have you all been? It's been a week. Cheers. As you say in Britain, long live King. Those of you who are from the UK, the world grieves with you. She was a wonderful woman. She and my mother were born a month apart, and my mother always related well to the Queen, even though our background is slightly different. Yeah, okay, so yeah, my mother was a princess, not a queen, right? So, yeah, so we in the United States grieve with you. We really do. She made her mark on the world during a very horrible time, and we will miss her. Good luck with Chuck. All right. That being said, let's do some knitting. I've got several things to show you. One of the things that I'm doing in the month of September is One Skein September, where basically it's a make-along. You can knit, crochet, any of that crafty stuff. Make yourself a one skein object. I initially said scarves, cowls, shawls. But then there were some of you that said, you know, I want to do some socks. I want to do a hat. And I said, hey, I'm easy to get along with. So, go for it. I hope you join us. Go back to podcast and you'll see a picture of Hoki Locatelli with MAL, make along, and look at that, get the rules, very easy to do. I've set up a Ravelry group under Recreational Knitting, and there are 3 threads on there. Welcome is one. One is chatter, flash your stash, whatever you want to do. Talk amongst yourselves, show what you are doing, progress, yarn, etc., etc. And the last one is just for finished objects. But make sure that you sign up using YouTube, because that's where I'm going to pick the winners. Okay? Great. Hope you join us. You can join anywhere now. Between now and October the 15th is the last day to have things finished. Plenty of time. 45 days minus whatever today is. I think September the 10th is 2022 is the day. This has been the week of frustrating knitting for me. I'm going to show you, those of you that have been following know my little ranunculus story. I had it, under the armpits. I was going in the body and found a drop stitch, a lot of yada yada. So anyway, so I unwound that. And then I got this far this week and said, I don't think this is right. I'm not getting the math right. There is something about the short rows that I am not doing right. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. So this is probably going to get ripped out one more time. And if any of you have any suggestions, the math just doesn't seem to be working out. The front looks like it's going to be on the side. Do I have the newest pattern update? Don't know. Anyway, this is going in timeout until I figure it out. Wearing my favorite t-shirt, Rachel Maddow. Watch what they do, not what they say. Love her. Anyway, that's not knitting related. I have a half finished object. I have finished one sock. This is where I was the last time I knit on it and showed you. So I finished a toe, essentially, started. This has not been blocked. I have not cast on the second, but this is the Bakery Bears Crinkled Socks pattern. I only did the crinkled sock from the heel up or down to the heel because it's a top down. And because I really liked this, but I don't do well with patterns and crinkles and stuff in my shoes. It's a sensory issue apparently. Any occupational therapist out there got any, words for me, words of wisdom, let me know. But I got one done. So that's good. Excellent. All right, what's next? I'm going to show you my rocket tee. I have been working on it. It may not look that way, and it's always a mess every time I go to show it. It's caught in yarn and pulls yarn, and those of you that have been following me know that this has been a difficult works in progress for me. It's 2 lace held double. That's a new thing for me. One of them is wool, one of them is silk, and I am making progress. I picked up the stitches for the V-neck. That's hard enough, and I've made some progress on the body. Let's see if I can find my marker to show you. I was here the last time. So I've knit about 2 stripes. The problem is I'm running out of yarn. You see that cone peeping through? I knew this would happen. I'm okay with it. I've got a backup plan, and likely you'll see it the next week that I show it. This has so many mistakes in it, and I don't care. Anybody else ever do a project like that? Yeah, I don't care. There's been some splitting because of the nature of the two laces. When I see it, I pick it back up, drop down, pick it back up. But there are times where I found it too late, and I'm not going all the way back there. And so it's just going to be what it's going to be. I'm looking at it as my practice rocketee, because I really do think that I will be making another one of these. I do enjoy the lightness, and this is exactly the type of garment that I would really like to wear during the summer months. And I think that if I get some bamboo pop or something like that that I can really work with, that's going to be easier than 2 strands of lace. This was a challenge for me. I think one of the reasons that it's a challenge for me, it was the first time I ever did it. Second reason is that I don't have the greatest of vision. So, you know, it is what it is. So this is going to be my muslin, as it were, for my rocketee. And I'll probably make, I can see myself making several of these, you know, both in solids and stripes. I'll never use mohair just because I live in Southern Florida, and mohair in Southern Florida, not a good idea. Anyway, rocketee, I have been working on it. I likely will get at least one more oatmeal stripe, and then maybe a whole another one of these plain stripes out of the yarn that I have, and then I will deal with the ribbing, the cast off, whatever's to come. It may be, who knows? We'll figure it out. So that's that. That's been interesting working on that. I've also been working a lot on, not a lot, but enough, on my oatmeal sweater. Some of you have asked what this is, what pattern this is. It's a Trescao. I'm not sure how to say it. And I no longer know who the actual designer is. Basically, I'm using it for numbers only. And it's a free pattern on Ravelry. She has it as a crop top. She has it with garter stitch. She has garter stitch for the bottom ribbing and sleeve ribbing, I think, as well. But it's a crop top. Now, those of you, you've never seen me in person, but you know, I got a couple love handles on each side. So crop top and me, that's just never going to happen. So, and I've adjusted this as I thought I have needed to do. This is like my 4th or 5th one of these that I've done. And this is how far I've gotten. I think, where was I last time? On here. I was here. So I've done a couple rows there, a couple inches. I have this much more to do the ribbing, and then I think that'll be it for the ribbing for the bottom for me. I have 2 more skeins, which is going to be plenty. Actually, I think I have 3 more skeins, because I initially bought this for something else about a year ago. Nah, didn't happen. So going back to my old faithful, which is fine. And it's living in my Harrisville Designs bag. Those of you that don't know about Harrisville Designs, go back to see my New Hampshire video. I toured their shop there. Didn't get a chance to tour their mill because, of course, the week that I go there, they're tearing it down and cleaning. Yeah, that's the luck. So anyway, pardon me. Holy guacamole, that was something that developed into more than it needed to be. I'm back. Let's continue. I've been working oh so little on this shawl. It's a beautiful shawl. And I never can remember what the name of it is. Exordium by Rebecca Picot. That's what it looks like. Isn't that beautiful? Hope mine turns out half that great. I have made a little progress on this, but when you see what else I've done this week, you'll realize. My marker in honor of the Queen's passing. It's about all I've done this week. A couple garter rows here and there. But I didn't pick it up until the day that I heard that the Queen had passed. And for some reason, this reminds me of my time in London about 5-6 years ago. I went on a trip to London, went into a yarn shop, and they had a beautiful sweater made out of very similar colors, and it was color work, and it was beautiful. And ever since that day, I said, I really want to make a sweater that's like that will remind me of London. Well, I may not ever do that, but at least I will have a shawl that will remind me of London. And that's when I picked it up this week. It was when I heard that the Queen her family was headed to Balmoral. And so I've made a tiny bit of progress on it. It's been one of those weeks where, I pick things up and do a row or 6 and then say, that's enough. When we're in the camper, I keep all of my project bags in this big plastic bag that I got from Loops when I was in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Oh, so how soon we forget. Anyway, they packed a bunch of my stuff that I had purchased there. And so I just put the bags in here. And when I'm digging for something to knit on, I dig through that. So let me put some of those things in there. I think the problem with this is that I don't have it in a project bag. I need a new project bag. Oh, if only that were the reason. Seriously, if anybody has any, math for me for this, please. All right, I'm gonna put those away in my big bag here. Since I'm outdoors, I always worry a little bit about a bird pooping on it or something. So anyway, all right, ooh, it's looking a little bit better. I found 2 things that I had squirreled away somewhere in the RV this week that are works in progress. This is one of them, which I did not get too very far on, and I wonder where I had put it. But this is a knitted knocker, and this is how far I got. So you can really not say that it's a true work in progress. It was a UFO. I probably worked on this last, maybe a year ago, because it really was squirreled away. And this is Cascade Yarns Alter Pimo. And this is, I don't know what the color is. Does it have it on the ball band? It does not. It has a color 3717. So I think I'm going to try to finish that up this week and send that off to You Don't Know About Knitting Knockers. It's connecting volunteers who knit boobs for mastectomy patients. So I have probably donated maybe about 5 or 6 so far. And this was, you know, a new cast on that I forgot about. And about 2-3 months ago, I found some darker brown skin tone cotton, nice Pima cotton. And I think I'm going to try to make a concerted effort to start back working on those, because that really gives me a lot of pleasure, knowing that, hey, I can help somebody that's going through a miserable time. Fortunately, I have not had that problem, but I know all too many people who have. So if you're not familiar with the organization, you might want to look them up, see. It's a free pattern you can download. You can make, if you've got, you know, Pima cotton, they will take lavender, they will take red, they will take whatever. I just think that it's nicer in flesh tones if you're purchasing. If you're not purchasing it and you have it, you know, yeah, make a yellow one. Yeah, that's good. So I'm sure that there will be someone, and they do, the pattern does give you some reference, like A cup, B cup, you know, et cetera, et cetera. So, so I'm going to start working on that. Hold me to it. Ask about it. And I found another one that I started this like early in the trip, and this has been buried. This is made, this was my own little, you know, pattern kind of thing. I found some Barocco Nebula on sale, and this, you know, was just a happy color. This was 50% off at some point, and just started to make a little happy little scarf out of it. So I'm gonna try to finish that this week. You know, it's nothing to write home about, but it's got some lovely colors, and you know, somebody can use that. So those are 2 UFOs that are going to become works in progress. All right, now about our make-along. I cast on the new Hoki Locatelli yarn shawl. I'm looking at yarn. It's the Lone Skein. And that's what hers looks like. Lovely shades of pinkish beige. And I'm using some undefined hedgehog fiber that I started to use for something different about a year ago. And this is what the texture is looking like. Can you see that? This is just to mark the right side at this point. But I'm really kind of liking it. It hides, you know, of course, when you block it out, it's going to be a lot nicer, because then you'll be able to actually see the lace in there. Maybe holding that up against my black shirt, you might see it better. But, you know, I've done a few hours on this. Have lots of yarn left, so obviously I'm not even close to being, you know, like a quarter way there. But I'm working on it. I'm hoping you're working on yours, whatever it is. And I hope that you love yours as much as mine. The stitch marker is from Hand Stitched Life, and she is on Etsy. And I got these last week, and I'm using one on this one skein September project. Keeping it in my little sheepy bag that I don't know what shop I got this from off of Etsy. I think it's MDK Designs. I am not certain, but I love it. It makes me laugh every time I see it. The goofy sheep. Okay, that's my first cast on. Hope you've cast on your One Skein September project. Then I got some beautiful yarn from one of my viewers, and I've been wanting to cast these twisters. What is it called? Twizzler socks. And this is by Tangled Becca. I love these socks. It's just a slip, stitch in there. It's a, I believe it's a free pattern. I'm not certain. I could be way off there. And the yarn is by Tia's Terrific Threads. And it's this colorway that I'm going to show you is Historic Cemetery. It's a 70-30 mix, 437 yards. And this is what I've got so far. Yeah, mindless knitting. That's the week it was. Fun, huh? I don't like candy corn at all, but there you go. There's your candy corn. Yeah. I personally like this. That is Haunted Cemetery. And when I was casting these on, or starting to knit and using the slip stitches in here, I thought, that kind of looks like tombstones. Anyway, I've got these on 1.5 inch. 1.5 inch. Yeah, right. 1.5 knitting needles. What else do I need to tell you? I do magic loop for most of my socks. I do a DPN once in a while, but I usually am not as satisfied. So that's been fun. And my last new cast on is a new sweater. Do not judge me. Do not judge me. Oh, Lordy, what have I got? You know, stitch mark. Oh, no, I got the wrong yarn on the needles. That could be it. You know, when you're stressed, when you're sad, when you're depressed, all of those things, you go to what is familiar and comforting. And this is my same old Raglan sweater that I love to death. And this was spontaneous cast on the other night, and don't judge me. This is Bio Balance BC Garn, and I think the color number, do they have a name? Yeah, don't see it. It's 55% wool, 45% cotton. A lilac is what I would say it is. Bio Balance. I bought a sweater's worth of this last winter, maybe. Here it comes. Actually, I bought 2 sweaters worth. One like a hot pink and one this color. So this was on top, and I just grabbed it and said, we're casting on. So that's what I did. Anybody out there ever do that? Yeah. Anyway, so that's one of my new casts on. I enjoy that sweater more than anything. And this is living in a little project bag, cast away until it gets too big. And this was a yarn shop Santa Rosa, California. This is where my husband had some knee surgery when we were traveling. So it's a beautiful little shop. If you've never been and you're local to that area, or you pass by, travel through, really a nice and a wonderful owner and a lovely shop. Great. So that lives in there for the moment. Now, I told you one of the things that I was planning on doing was Recalibrate by Shana Cohen. And this is what it looks like. You knit this central part and then you knit out. So you're knitting this way and then that way. I've read through the pattern. I'm ready to rock and roll, except I only have one skein of one of the colors that I'm picking. I found my colors. It's going to be very fall-like. Of course, I won't get it done this fall, but not with all that stuff that I got. Anyway, this is what I want for the stripey part. And this is all I've got. And I want to make this the middle part as well. This is Queensland United in the color Conquer, C-O-N-K-E-R, color number 6. And this is the only one I've got, of course. Digging around in all that yarn, and this was all I could come up with this. And this is the color for the pop. On the sides, there's a color pop. I thought about making this the stripe down the front as well, but I'm not a big fan of that. I think I'm just going to use that as a pop. Can you see those colors? I think they're going to work well together. I just need to find about 3 skeins of that. I don't know where I got this. I might have gotten it on Etsy. I'm not sure, but I really do need to get moving. I really did not want to buy more yarn. But here we go. I'm hoping they haven't discontinued this. If anybody knows where I can buy some of this, let me know. And that's living in, which probably should be in a bag that I bought from Etsy, from Prairie Bag Works. And she is out of the Prairie. I'm not sure. It doesn't use her address. But you can find her on Etsy. And I love it. This was to commemorate my trip to London. Loved it. These were so much fun. I loved the double-decker. You guys in London just don't know how good you have it. Yeah. I think I spilled something on that, but there's my tea. And yes, I only had to use an umbrella one time during the whole time I was there. It was amazing. It was wonderful. And there, of course, is Buckingham Palace. So I'm going to stuff that back in here. This is Neighborhood Fiber Co. in Baltimore. If I get a chance, I'm going to stop in and squish her yarn. Highly recommend this dyer. And this is from Simply Socks, made in Turkey for her. And I think she was discontinuing this color. But it's a gray base with speckles, which I kind of like. Yeah. This probably is not going to be a great color on me, but hey, goes with my hair. Yeah, so we'll see how this all works out. and that's for my Recalibrate. That'll be some winter knitting for me. I don't think I'm going to cast that on unless I get crazy this week, which could happen. Definitely could happen. Anyway, so what have you been working on? We've been traveling. We were in Pennsylvania, we were in Delaware, and you'll see that next week with more Delaware. But we're right in Maryland now, and we will be in and around this area for about 6 weeks. My children live here north of Baltimore, almost on the Pennsylvania line. In fact, one of them lives in southern Pennsylvania. So, yeah, I'm going to sit back and enjoy my beer. Yeah. I've been knitting. Made some very good chicken and rice soup this week. We had rain when we were in Delaware. Good for them. It's definitely needed. Everybody's in a drought in the United States. And I'm glad that some parts are getting some rain, but man, you don't need to be dumped on all at once. Please stay safe out there. I'm hoping many of you are getting ready to go to Rhinebeck next month. Where did August go, by the way? I don't even remember it, but yeah, we're in September and we're talking Rhinebeck. So I unfortunately am not going to be able to go. We will be in North Carolina, I think by that point. I think North or South Carolina. I'm not sure which. But we'll be in North Carolina definitely for Thanksgiving at my sister-in-law's. Yeah, I can't believe that I'm talking Thanksgiving already, but we have to make reservations where we want to be. But we're going to explore North Carolina a little bit, and South Carolina. Probably spin through Georgia. Probably won't spend a lot of time there, but who knows. We may go to the coast, do a little Hilton Head area. Husband might play a little golf. I'll probably cast on 3 new sweaters. Oh yeah, it's a bad thing. Oh yeah, and I ordered a couple of things of yarn this week. Don't judge me. Please don't judge me. Yeah. We've all been there. Anyway, I've done a lot of knitting. Don't judge me. Anyway, I'm going to show you some of the park that we're in, and I hope you enjoy the scenery, the arboretum here. I'm going to go try to find some goats and see if I can pet them. So, talk to you later.